Okay, so I was just thinking to myself about my story and about my characters, and because I kind of went on a little rant with my characters in my head about one of the characters' like personality, and there's something I don't remember the exact train of thought, but I then moved on to like the villains, like this one villain in particular of like one of my OCs. He's like he's like a major douchebag. Like he's unlikable basically, but I freaking love him. And it's like he's an absolute sleazebag. Like don't ever let a seven or above woman near him because he's not nice. And but I don't know. It's just like his character. I just really and also really like the design. I actually quite outdone myself. And then I was thinking to myself about the state of villains in like the Marvel DC comics. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm doing many takes and I've been pacing around before. Is that the villains? Because with my villains, but I don't want to spoil the story too much. They're just kind of there in a way, without saying too much. They're just mainly obstacles to the heroes, and oh yeah, and then I was thinking to myself that the villains in like the comics, DC, Marvel, DC. That's what I mean by comics. They're just they're the people that the authors disagree with. Like if they're left leaning, then the enemies are right leaning. Like or whatever's like topical at the time, like race relations and immigration and all that. It's like that's what the villains are. It's the ideas that they hate, and I don't put like obviously like being a creep towards women is bad, but I just kind of I didn't give it to him because that trait because I'm like oh my gosh like protect the women's and all that. No, it's the women's. Gotta protect the women's, you know. Um, but obviously keep women safe, and also train them to defend themselves. What else? I'm a woman. Oh crap! I lost my train of thought. But it's like I'm not like virtue signaling. There's no like sexual assault is bad. Don't do it. Like none of that. Because why the hell do you need a bit of fiction to tell you sexual assault is bad? Like, duh, of course it's freaking bad. I've learned that when I was freaking in primary school. I'm not even in school anymore. It's that long ago. Like, why do people need fiction to tell them what's good or bad? It's like I'm watching, or I just watched actually, this series about gambling. Like, even though gambling's used both positively and negatively, I know that it's not a good thing to do. In moderation, but that's not the point. Don't be addicted to gambling. But I already knew that because I've heard about stories and like real life stories of people like getting their lives wrecked, and it's just hearing about other like real people's experiences, and but these but you can also like learn like morals from, or like kind of not morals, different perspectives from fiction. And I really don't want to use this as an example, but it's kind of like Thanos. It's like he has an idea. He's not wrong, but he's wrong about how he goes about it. Possible, like you could agree with him, and that's your choice. Like you could root for him. You could like do an alternative fan fiction when he actually completely wins, and Doctor Strange was wrong all along. Um, but it's I don't know. You don't, yeah. It's not like he's presented as like and such an evil villain. It's like that. He has an idea, and I always think that like the truth is like the battle of ideas, whichever idea wins is the truth. And and I feel like the SJWs, like, they're trying to fight back at what they believe is wrong. And I don't know. But the thing is, they don't see the opposition as like just another idea. They see the opposition as like rabid animals that need to be put down. Instead of, like, you know, kind of presenting the police in their own light, their perspective, like, you know, it's a human response. Like, they see, like, a black guy reaching into his pocket. Oh my gosh, he could be reaching for a gun. I have, like, literally less than a second to react. And after that second, it's too late. Maybe, who knows? I don't know, because I'm human. But no. That's too human. We can't have the police being human. Let me say, I freaking hate the police right now because of what's going on in the United Kingdom. And I could freaking yell at the police for hours on end. But I'll still defend the police because, you know, they're human. They can only do so much. And they could disagree as well, but they can't. I don't know. I literally don't know. But the SJWs, they don't care. They don't care about the opposition. They don't care about people having different perspectives and presenting their side. Like, oh dear, I'm getting worked up now. But I just feel so passionate about this. Just people just don't care. Like, I've heard the side of, like, SJWs, all this, I don't know, like, babble about, like, how, like, black people, like, so, like, second-class citizens. Like, oh my gosh, what? Because that's basically what they're saying. I've heard everything that they've had to say. And, you know, I'm apparently bad because I'm simply existing. But I fight against that. But I can understand why they think that. But I'm going to go against it. I'm going to fight against it. I'm not going to bring harm to them. Except for self-defense, but, you know, I don't want violence. Because, I don't know, that's just barbaric. And that's the problem with the current state of, like, villains nowadays. And also the freaking heroes, like 2D, like, freaking cutouts like that. But the thing is, like, people like villains. Why can't I can't like the freaking villains in the current stories, even though I have, like, no interest in, like, freaking Western media right now, with the exception of a couple of things. But that's another thing. It's like with Mortal Kombat. My favourite villain is MK11 Shang Tsung, because he's just so freaking, oh my gosh, like, his crush on Sonya is like, oh my gosh, so freaking cute. You know, like a very evil man just being like head over heels for a freaking woman. It's like, oh, it's so freaking cute. I don't know. I like to ship characters together. It's my kind of thing. And I guess, oh yeah, people love Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because he's, like, really freaking crazy and just, like, random kind of. And also the freaking memes, they can drop off the edge of the earth for all I care. And also, like, Team Rocket from Pokemon. Like, you know, they're just trying to catch a Pikachu just to make their boss happy. Yeah, of course, like, stealing is bad, but they're just trying to meet, what's the term, like, ends meet, something? Make ends meet? You know what I mean? They're just trying to get paid, and they're having a hard time doing it. They're always hungry. They're always, like, just trying to scrape by. They're trying to earn some money, like selling the masaladas in Generation 7. And, you know, you kind of relate to their struggle because they're just trying to get by. You're not supposed to hate Team Rocket. You're supposed to kind of just root for them a little bit. And they can also kind of do good things every now and then. Because sometimes, obviously, like, you know, when an enemy of an enemy is a friend, I guess. And they team up the heroes to try and, like, save the planet or something. Like in the 2000 film. I haven't seen that in freaking forever. And, oh yeah, my favourite Street Fighter character, Balrog. Like, I go with the English names, mind you, the boxer. It's like, he's like a freaking, like, loco in the head kind of guy. He's like a freaking train, and he'll run you over. Well, he'll pummel you into red pulp, basically. But I don't know, I just really like that for some reason, because he's just so freaking crazy, and he's just like big muscles, and like I even did a freaking cosplay as Balrog at one point, and wait, that was my second ever cosplay. I don't have the pictures with me, but I don't want to show them anyways, because I'm behind the camera for a reason, and yeah, he's the villain, and he's still the villain while Sagat redeemed himself. Like, because he was the villain, like being M. Bison's like right-hand lacquer, but then he saw the error of his ways and became a good guy. And I really like him for that. And I'm just going to pretend to pat him on the head. There you go. But yeah, it's my point is, I like villains. Oh yeah, and I also went through a freaking Loki phase back in 2012. Please forgive me. I didn't do too much cringy stuff, but yeah, my point stands. I like villains as well as heroes, and I'm getting freaking knackered. But yeah, I guess what my point is, if you ever write a story, write your villains to be human. They're just like, because villains are usually motivated with like their ideals and what they think is best for themselves or for the world. Oh, what was it? It was, and not also maybe not just like, no, I don't want to say that. Too boring. I'm already tired, so I think I'm just going to end the video because I'm just pacing and I'm gasping for freaking air. So thank you for listening. I hope I didn't bother you too much. So thanks for watching, and I don't know when the next video will be because this is just a one-off because I just felt mad and I wanted to just freaking raise my voice. Alright, bye!